put that credit card away. Before you spend $20 on a handcrafted seasoning, you need to hear the truth that the boutique brands don't want you to know. Most of this is clever marketing wrapped up around some basic chemistry. And you can find everything that you need in a $5 tin of Crisco at your local Walmart. And I'm Heath Hayley, and I'm here to protect your cast iron from bad advice. You see, I grew up around cast iron my whole life, but I never really cared to use it until later in life. I got so tired of replacing a Teflon pan, it seemed like every 6 months or so. Then I remembered that skillet that my grandma used to cook in my childhood. So that leads me to cast iron cooking. I've been doing it for about 8 years now. And when I started, I was just a regular guy that bought a Lard skillet down at the local Walmart. And honestly, I'm kind of glad for the late start in cast iron because it allowed me to cut through all the noise because I may have gotten taken for these snake oil salesmen. Today, we're stripping away the hype. We're going to look at what seasoning actually is and how it works, and why some of these luxury brands are just a total scam. They are designed to keep you in between your hard-earned money and make you feel like you're somehow doing wrong by not buying them. So take a look at these bottles. They use words like Bespoke, Infused, small batch, and artisan. They wrap it in craft paper and then they slap on a wax seal. Like your skillet won't survive without this specific hand-pressed, cold-filtered blend of rare oils imported from a place that you probably can't even pronounce the name. They want you to feel like cast iron is a fragile, elite hobby. It's kind of like there's a secret formula that only the initiates know, and you need to spend big to get it right. And I remember feeling that way when I first started. I remember staring at my brand new Lodge, going through forums, YouTube videos, trying to figure out where to start. And see, friend, the boutiques love that feeling. They feed on it because an uncertain beginner is their best customer. But here's the truth. The iron doesn't care about the price tag. It cannot read the label. It only cares about the science of the chemical bond. And once you understand the science, you'll never be fooled by that bottle again. So here's what's actually happened when you season a pan. When you apply oil past its smoke point, you then begin to make a chemical bond. And this process is called polymerization. The structure of the liquid oil breaks down and reforms into long interlocking chains. You are essentially creating a plastic-like surface on your skillet at the molecular level. That coating is your seasoning. That's it. That is the whole secret. And it doesn't matter if the oil came from a $40 handwritten label or a $5 tub from the bacon aisle. The iron doesn't know the difference. The polymerization process is the same. The bond is the same. And the results are the same. What does matter is how well a particular oil bonds and polymerizes. You want to know how well that oil is going to stand up to heat in your metal spatula or your daily cooking style. And this is where things get really interesting. Not only are those boutique oils overpriced, they are actually performing worse. For a while, flaxseed was the darling of the cast iron community. Articles were written, blog posts were made, videos were recorded, and people were treating it like the holy grail of seasoning oils. So the boutique brands jumped on the bandwagon because flaxseed sounded healthy and flaxseed sounds premium. And it sounds like something a serious cook would use. So they started selling these little flaxseed bottles and they were selling them around $15, $20. And they were marketing it as a superior choice. But here's the problem. Flaxseed oil is notorious for having a hard shell, but over time people would complain about their seasoning flaking off. And friend, the reason comes down to chemistry. Flaxseed oil polymerizes like a hard shell, but it ends up being brittle. The brittle film starts to crack, starts to peel, and it starts to flake. So you end up with black flakes in your food. It looks like some kind of ghost black pepper. And the crazy thing is, you paid 4 times as much to get that crap in your eggs. And that's not premium, my friend. That's a marketing plot that's so genius, I don't know what to call it. So, what should you be using then, you ask? You can use Crisco, like I do. You can use Lard. I mean, you can use quite a bit of different things. Some people even like avocado oil, or you could just go with the classic vegetable oil. These have been workhorses for cast iron for hundreds of years, because before the boutique brands and the YouTube videos, and before anyone was calling anything artisan, and I could tell you 8 years ago when I got my first lodge, it wasn't seasoned with anything fancy. And I started out with using bacon grease, but it would go bad before I could use it the next time. So then I switched to the blue can. And I learned as I went. And guess what? I made mistakes. But the great thing is, that pan still cooks beautifully today. And there are some products that are worth talking about, and they do perform well. Crisco makes a solid puck style seasoning, and you know, cast iron enthusiasts, they swear by it. And it's actually reasonably priced. And Lodge sells their own little miracle spray. You know what? You can use that too. But the point is, not all products are bad. But the point is, premium price doesn't always mean premium performance in regards to cast iron seasoning. Now, I want to tell you about a pan that means a lot to me, and seasoning has nothing to do with it. A little while back, my coworker Joanne gave me this Wagner skillet. She literally just gave it to me. And the timing of that gift came shortly after I lost my best friend. Losing him hit hard in a way that's difficult to put to words. He was just one of those people that made everything feel more solid. And in that season of grief, this skillet showed up and made it special. And I restored it myself in May of last year. I stripped it down, I took all the carbon off, re-seasoned it, and brought it back to life. And I love this pan. I genuinely do. But here's the honest truth, and I think it's going to actually prove my point today. I don't love it because of some special oil I use to re-season it. I love it because of what it represents. I love it because a coworker of mine saw that I was going through a hard time and gave me a gift. And I love it because every time I cook in it, I think about my friend I lost. It's a vintage piece of American manufacturing, and it's lasted the test of time to show its worth. The Wagner doesn't cook better because of what's on the surface. It cooks with more meaning because of the story behind it. And no boutique can bottle that. And one of the biggest myths these luxury brands they build off of is that cast iron is complicated. They want you to believe that you have to be an expert and you have to have all the right tools and all the right gadgets. And they need you to believe that so they can sell you something. The truth is, cast iron is one of the most forgiving and durable, long-term kitchen gadgets. People have been cooking on it for centuries without any special oils. These pans have survived the Great Depression, World Wars, and 100 years of daily use. Cast iron doesn't need to be babied, it just needs to be used. And the best thing you can do for your cast iron seasoning is to cook in it. Use a fat when you cook, keep it dry when you store it, and apply a thin layer of oil when you think it needs it. And friend, that's generally all there is to it. The more you cook in it, the better it gets. No boutique oil is required. And friend, here's something to think about. Who are these products truly marketed to? They aren't marketed to a long-term cast iron cook. That person already knows what works. These products are marketed to newcomers. These are people that just picked up their first skillet and they're looking for answers online. And they get overwhelmed by competing advice and they really just want to do it right. But then along comes this guy with their shiny little product and they say, you got to use this. And you know what? I was that person. 8 years ago, with a brand new Lodge in my hand, you know, I was that guy. Because I was convinced that there's a secret that I've been missing. So if a slick boutique brand would have got a hold of me back then, I would have bit it like a fish on a hook. But I'm glad I didn't. And not because I would have wasted $20. It's because I would have started this journey thinking it's more expensive than it really should be. And if you're new to cast iron, I want you to listen. You are not behind. You don't need to spend extra money to get it right. The true skill is in the cook, not in the oil. And at the end of the day, cast iron's about the person behind the handle, not the oil in the bottle. And the iron doesn't care if you're a lifelong collector or you just bought it for the first time. And it doesn't care what brand of oil you use or what technique you watched last week on YouTube. It just cares if you heat it up, cook good food in it, and treat it with basic respect. Do not let a fancy label make you feel like you're not doing it right. And do not let this boutique marketing convince you otherwise. Instead, just go on down, get you a can of Crisco, and start your journey right there. Cook your food, wash it out, dry it on the stove, wipe a little bit of oil on it, heat it up, and put it away. Dry. That, my friend, is the whole playbook. And it's never required some kind of bespoke, infused artisan blend. Save your money and buy more iron instead of fancy oils. And remember, the best seasoning on any iron is the story that it carries. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you have a pan that means something to you? And have you tried one of these boutique oils? And let me know what your experience was like. Drop it in the comments. And until the next time, my friend, keep seasoning.